Hi everybody, Ryan here, and welcome once again to the Way of Steel. Today I'm going to be building a pell, and many of you probably already know what a pell is, but for those of you who don't, it's simply a stationary post upon which you can practice your strikes. I've wanted to build one for a long time, and I just never got around to it, so I thought that it might be a good video. The construction is fairly simple, and it was also pretty cheap to build. I got all the parts to build it at Home Depot for just under $30, but you could easily go to Lowe's and get the same stuff. I think the assembly time took me about 45 minutes, of course, plus the time for the quickcrete to cure, which was probably about 24 hours, just to be sure. So I'm going to show you how to build a very simple pail, or as I like to call it, post in a bucket. So stick around.
Alright, first you'll need a bucket, and probably another bucket with some water to mix the quickcrete, and a bag of quickcrete. Something to mix the quickcrete with, a board to cut for your support boards, a post, and some screws. You also need a couple of other things in way of tools. A drill, and a board separator. I just happen to have this handy dandy jigsaw, a tape measure, and a speed square doesn't hurt. Okay, now for the fun part. First thing I'm going to do is measure the depth of my bucket. This will tell me how far up on the post to put the support boards. Now I want to stop just short of the bottom of the bucket because I don't want the post to bottom out. So if my bucket is 14 inches deep, then I'm going to measure up on my post about 13.5 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is transfer the measurement to the post. Turn my pen on. Make my mark. And this is where a speed square comes in handy. Now I'll transfer that mark to the other side. Once I remember how to work the tape measure. And mark another line, and those lines are where the bottom of the support boards will meet up to. And next I'm going to turn this one board into two boards. And once again, the speed square. And now I'll just get my handy dandy number 2 board separator. I'm not wearing safety glasses in this video because I forgot, but you should definitely wear them. And now that my boards are separated, I'm going to screw them to the post. Just going to check and make sure that the board is square to the post, or to use a fancy word, perpendicular. Oh, look at that Milwaukee drill in action. Now just flip the post over and repeat. Here I'm just trying to get the boards closest to level together as I possibly can. And since I'm not using a clamp to clamp the board to the post, I'm going to put one screw in and then check it again for square. Here's an exciting close-up shot of that other screw. And now for the Quikrete. I hand forged that railroad spike knife just to cut open bags of Quikrete. Really? Just a note here, ladies and gentlemen, Quikrete is very dusty. I forgot this. And now for some water. I'm sure there are very specific instructions on what ratio of Quikrete to mix with water somewhere. I didn't follow those. I just mixed it up until it looked like it was a good consistency. This is going to take a minute, so, you might want to get a cup of coffee or a newspaper. Something. Mix, 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 mix. More Quikrete. Can you guess what happens next? And the water. And now, through the magic of editing, and now to set the post in the bucket. Okay, our support boards are going to keep it in there pretty level, but if you want, you can add some heavy objects just to make sure. Luckily for me, I also make armor, so I just happen to have some heavy objects. Heavy object number 1. And heavy object number 2.
Okay, here we are. Our pell is fully assembled. The concrete has cured. So now it's time to give it a test. What do you know? Looks like it works. Okay, so that's it for our pell. If you found this video useful or informative, please be sure to click like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section of this video. So until next time, thanks for watching.